In this video, we will be downloading and installing the Eclipse IDE for a Mac. Start by going to eclipseide.org. Once you go to eclipseide.org, you should see download 2024-06. Click on that link. Once you click on that link, a new tab or window should open up and provide you a couple of options about the software that you can download associated with specific operating systems. So in this case, we see for Macintosh x86 and AArch64. For Windows, we see x86-64. For Linux, we see x86-64 and AArch64. For a Macintosh, to determine whether you should install x86-64 or AArch64, you should click on the Apple icon on the left-hand side, top left corner, select About This Mac. If you have an Apple M1, M2, or M3 chip, then you should be selecting AArch64. If you have Intel chips, you should be selecting x86-64. As I have an M3 chip, I'm going to be selecting AArch64. I'm going to hit download. The software is going to download. And once it has completely downloaded, go ahead and select it to open it up, the installer. The installer is downloaded. Selecting it, opening it up. Double click on Eclipse installer. It's going to show me a warning. I want to open it up. The Eclipse installer is going to display the different options for the different IDEs we can install. We want to install the most basic version of the IDE, the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Once you select Eclipse IDE for Java developers, it's going to decide where do you want to install it, and it's going to pick the Java VM. I'm going to leave the defaults in place and hit install. It's asking me to trust some artifacts. I'm going to select what it wants me to select and hit trust selected. Once it's done that, it says installation completed successfully, launch. I'm going to hit launch. Once I hit launch, it should say that, hey, your Eclipse IDE has been installed, and it's asking you to pick a place where it's going to store all the files, and that location is called a workspace. In this case, I'm going to be using this workspace over here. Now there are some files already in there, and so I'm just going to hit launch. And I see the workspace and I see the Eclipse environment opening up with the projects that I already have in that workspace. And so we have the Eclipse IDE installed on a Macintosh.